Packers fans, welcome to the Packer Mentality Podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Before I go any further, please help me build this channel and take a minute to subscribe and follow me on social media at Packer Mentality and all the usual places: Twitter, Instagram, Threads. The Packers had a chance to go up 2-0 on the season and they let it slip away. This is a young team, so it's not entirely surprising that things like this are going to happen. So, what did happen in the Packers' 25-24 loss to the Atlanta Falcons? I'm going to start with the group that can't entirely blame their struggles on injuries and inexperience, and that's the defense. This defense got bullied. Packers had a 24-12 lead, and this defense could not make any stops in the second half, specifically the fourth quarter. There were four straight scoring drives in the second half to end the game. Missed opportunities. Packers had two easy interceptions that they dropped, and one of them was probably a pick six. Who knows how making a catch in those two instances could have changed this game? Defense could not get run stops. Bijan Robinson, he's a really good running back, but this is why we drafted all these stud athletes in the first round over the past 10 years and couldn't make any stops. And Falcons have Desmond Ridder at quarterback. He is not spectacular at this point in his career. And you didn't put any pressure on him, and you couldn't stop him from throwing the ball or completing passes. The Falcons controlled the game and they controlled the clock. Now, this is not all on Joe Barry. The players, they didn't make plays. There were too many missed tackles and too many mistakes at all levels of the defense. That includes defensive line, edge rushers, linebackers, and in the secondary. No one is exempt. And we already talked about the dropped interceptions, so enough said about that. You knew the Falcons were going to run the ball, and you let them. One instance where I am going to pin blame on Joe Barry and the coaching staff is the Packers, in certain situations where it's short yardage, they still have the cornerbacks lining up 10 yards off the ball. And at least once in the game today, it led to an easy first down for the Falcons. I don't understand why they continue to do it. On the offensive side of the ball, too many three and outs in the second half. Did the absence of Christian Watson, Aaron Jones, David Bakhtiari, and for most of the game, Elton Jenkins, did that make a difference? Yeah, probably. But a bunch of young guys did a pretty good job of stepping up, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But first, what didn't work for the offense? That is the running game. It does not look good. And whether that's all because Aaron Jones isn't out there, I don't know. But Elton Jenkins left the game in the second quarter. You had backups on the left side of the offensive line. Now, the pass protection was okay for the most part, at least until the fourth quarter. But the lack of a run game caught up to the offense, and that put a lot of pressure on Jordan Love. And by the fourth quarter, having no run game, it was just a problem. And the offense just couldn't do anything in the fourth quarter. Now, while I thought Matt LaFleur's play calling was pretty good, I think he is a little bit too conservative, and he needs to let Jordan Love off the leash a little bit more. And I definitely wish they had found ways to get the ball more to Romeo Doubs and Luke Musgrave. So, how was Jordan Love today? He was solid. No. He was good. Not spectacular numbers. He was 14 to 25, 151 yards, three touchdown passes. and a rating of 113.5. Once again, he took care of the ball. Noah's interceptions did have one play where it could have been an interception, but it wasn't, and no turnovers. He made some really great throws. He had a great throw on the run to Romeo Dobbs, and he threw a really nice fade to Dontavian Wicks, who didn't catch it, but it was still a great throw. And through three quarters, he was he was great. He came out once again in the third quarter and was just smoking hot and led the team to two touchdown drives. And I'm seeing what I need to see from Jordan Love once again. So who else looked good today? Jaden Reed, two touchdowns. Dontavian Wicks with a big catch and run for a touchdown for his first NFL touchdown. On defense, Quay Walker was all over the place. 17 tackles, eight of them solo. And I guess I can't say enough about how happy I am with the special teams. Anders Carlson, no issues kicking the ball. One field goal today, three extra points, no problems. All the kicks were perfect. Hunter Daniel Wheeland averaged about 50 yards per kick. Now, as far as the return game goes, no issues with the return game. You can you can you can tell you can hear Keyshawn Nixon's frustration that he's not getting any kicks to return. Yeah, he did bring one out from almost 8 yards deep in the end zone, but yeah, wasn't an issue. He still got decent yardage on the return, and he'll get his opportunities. I hope Elton Jenkins' injury doesn't keep him out, and we can have him back along with David Bakhtiari, Christian Watson, Aaron Jones for the Saints game next week. It would nice for Jordan Love to finally have all his guys on the field. So we'll see how that progresses this week. This coming week is very exciting for me. For the first time in over 20 years, I will be attending a Packer game in Lambeau Field. I've been to games in other stadiums, I've been to all away games, and I am beyond excited to be going to Lambeau Field finally. If you're going, please drop a comment and let me know. I grew up in Appleton and I get a chance to see my hometown for the first time since the 90s. Yikes. That being said, I am traveling on Thursday and seeing the sights on Friday. I will definitely have a Saints preview episode recorded that will go up later in the week, but that might be it for episodes this coming week. I will be posting on social media, so follow me there. Have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe and go Pack Go.